Okay, we're out in the shop here, and I wanted to go over the paperwork that goes with the car. There's articles and memorabilia from 1968, and also some original paperwork from the previous owners. Just a quick overview to show what goes with the car. And we'll start with the easy things, right? The articles themselves in these different magazines are great to keep with it for future owner. The first one was a Mustang Times article that we did, and this Mustang Times article, the first time was April of 2018. Worked together with the privilege of working with Donald Farr. He's done great work over the years. Always enjoy working with him. It shows the way the car looked like with the radials. That's the way that I got it because, again, the owner was driving it to local car shows, and he felt better doing that than driving it with the polyglass tires on there. So that was 2018. We did another article in Mustang Times. I think it's one of the only cars that's been twice in Mustang Times as a feature. And this time we're showing the way it currently looks with the new wheels and tires. The original ones that were supposed to be on there. Nice layout that shows all the details. You could see on my website as well more of that. We have here from Australia, Colin Falso. He's an editor out there. He did another fantastic job. Worked with him before, and he did an article showing what the car looks like. And it's interesting to see how everybody does their layout differently, depending on how they want to do it with everything else they got going on. This one here, Steve Penfold in the UK. And a nice cover shot. Actually, all of these, I guess, are cover shots, but this one, the article kind of looks like this. And again, the copies will go to the next owner. And then finally, in Sweden, Tord Jonsson. There's a big car club of Mustang enthusiasts in Sweden. I'm glad to be in touch with them. They do like the American car culture from the 60s. They have a big show out there every year, but this kind of is the look of that. So all these magazines will go with the car. I think they belong with the car. So going into how do we know that this car originally is what it is versus, there's certain makes and models out there, different manufacturers, where you just can't verify when the car was made. You kind of go through some research process, but we are really lucky in the Mustang world. From 1967 and on, we have these reports that Kevin Marty puts together, and I'm happy to have him here in Arizona. He's been doing this for years. He does it from 67 to the current, and this is what one of his reports looks like. It gives all the details. We have it on the site again. It's important to see that with these cars. But interestingly enough, previously, Ford was also making these reports. So this report is from 2003. It shows kind of a more condensed version. They called it a mini 999 report. And the one interesting thing on here is the date of manufacture. On this, it says June 19th. On this, it says June 18th. So why is that? The reason is that the Ford database was off, and 1968 was a leap year. So every car built after February of 68, and the same thing in 1972, the reports they were putting out showed it being off a day, but Kevin Marty accounted for that, so this is the correct date. So the correct date is June 18th. But that's, when you really dig into the details, you kind of find out things like this, and Kevin was great in helping me decipher that. So got the original copies of the reports here. This is the Arizona title. That's in my name. These are previous registrations for the Mustang starting in 1968. These are all the California registrations. We kept them in the sleeve here. They came with the car. So they're approximately from, I think, 1968 to about 1990. It shows that. The original owner's manual, and all the glove box literature that came with the car. We know it's original because it's stamped by the dealer and shows the sale date and the owners as well. So that's a really interesting thing to have. It's like a lot of other things, it looks brand new on here. We have this dealer plate. This is probably something later, vintage, simply based on, you know, the way it feels, the plastic. But I think the previous owner found this and wanted to keep it with the car. The first ownership transfer, we show, well, this would be the second one actually. So in 2003, it shows 11,123 miles. And that's the California license. So that's when it went from California to New York. Then in New York, we have these registration stickers. The registration stickers on the back, they have the mileage. So you could kind of follow the history of how the miles were being accumulated. As an example, in this one is 2005 shows 11,663 miles. These are registration, the actual registrations that you would keep in the glove box. More of that from New York. Then car shows that he took the car to. I think that's interesting to have that. It shows how he displayed it. There were local car shows in the New York State area. It shows here different shows that he labeled. I thought this one was interesting because this one was at the Vanderbilt Mansion in New York in 2003. Then this just records the date that I got it, which was in September of 2017. That was the transport company that brought it out. And then the last thing we have is just original 1968, different promotional dealership type of literature, you know, brochures and so on that were collected. And I think this would be nice to have for the next owner. It's just kind of, here's a 68 Mustang brochure. Here's 68 Mustang going down the assembly line. And just different brochures like that. So I have enough of these, so I think I want these to go with the car as well. And showing some of that here. Here's that there. But yeah, that's all the paperwork that we have. And I'm happy to make sure the next owner has this and keep it with the history of the car. That's our 1968 Ford Mustang with 12,000 miles.